How's it going, YouTube? Welcome to another video. In today's video, we're going to be finally aligning the Camaro because we got the new Blu808 billet lower control arms on. It's rainy, it's cold in Florida, but I still want to do some testing just to make sure there's no binding or anything like that. So I'm bringing you guys along for the ride. It should be pretty gnarly. I don't like rain drifting because it's usually slower speed, but you have like 1,000 horsepower, so you can spin fourth gear, fifth gear, which in the dry you probably wouldn't be able to. So knowing me, I'm gonna throw caution to the wind and probably drive the car harder than I need to. But doing that is also gonna test the capability of the Angle Kit. So let's go ahead and get to the shop so we can get this aligned. We need some gas, so we'll stop and get some gas, and then we'll hit the streets of Mexico. Tire Kingdom, getting in alignment. If you followed along with the last video, we just installed brand new lower control arms. I eyeballed it. I was drinking heavily when I was installing it, so come take a look at the measurements right now. All right, so caster's right about where I want it, about 7.5. Camber is where I drastically fricked up, so we're about 1.5 degrees off. I'm fine with like -3, -4, so if we can land there, that'll be fine. Toe is way off, so that's what we're going to be adjusting right now. All right, this is what we're leaving it with. About 8 degrees of caster, -3 degrees of camber, about 1/8 of a toe out. Back, not really worried about. We'll fix that another time. All right, it's cold, it's raining, it's wet. Well, naturally, if it's raining, it's gonna be wet, but that's not the point. We've got the car aligned. I wanna do some testing. I'm just making sure that the steering's not gonna bind right now. Once it dries up and it's not raining, we'll do some better testing, something that we can do, you know, third gear, wide open, much faster drifting. We're just not gonna be able to do that when it's wet out. So in the next video, we'll have some more aggressive testing, but for now, I'm just gonna make sure that this kit doesn't bind, because if you're purchasing this kit, you wanna be able to just set it and forget it. You don't wanna have any issues. You wanna be able to daily drive it, and you also wanna be able to rip your friendly track or your friendly neighborhood in Mexico. So let's go ahead and jump in the car and just do some testing. works. Alright, so unfortunately it's raining, but I still just want to make sure that there's no binding when I'm drifting. So I'm at a business park where one of my buddies has a shop. It is a weekday, so I want to make sure that there's not a ton of traffic. But again, just kind of going lock to lock, nothing too serious. Make sure there's no binding, and when I say binding, I mean if you steer to the left and then when you try to steer back to the right, well, it's interesting, my lines are still here. When you try to steer back the opposite direction, it just won't do it. So that is the goal. Make sure there's no binding or anything crazy. Also, a ton of cars. So let's angle we had it locked, and I don't think I found out because it just kept having more and more and more. But that was pretty sweet. Alright, I need to test it again. Alright, for the first rip, I'd say I was pretty saucy. I'm not gonna lie, the amount of angle caught me off guard, but let's try that again because I want to go to full lock and make sure that there's no binding. So let's run that back. Clear to send, boys and girls. I repeat, we are clear to send. So much angle! I love it! No binding issues whatsoever. This is incredible. Incredible. Well, boys and girls, if you're not sold after seeing that, I don't know what's gonna sell it to you. Okay, so that's going to wrap up today's video. The weather did not cooperate with us at all, but overall I'm happy with the fact that the steering did not bind. I went to full lock and I didn't feel any rubbing, so I'm pretty excited about that. If you all are interested in making your Camaro an absolute track monster or Streets of Mexico monster, whatever floats your boat, Blu808 is definitely your guy. Again, it's good for drifting, road racing, you name it. It's just an overall better product. It's going to strengthen your front suspension. It's going to give you better steering ratio and overall improve your steering geometry and performance of the car. So it is on sale right now on Blu808.com. Again, I'll put the link in the description. Do me a favor, make sure you subscribe while you're here, and we're going to see you next time.